So, for the first time in a little over 10 years in America, we've had a child die of measles. This is not normal. This is not normal. And the child was unvaccinated, and they got the measles from somebody who was unvaccinated. Now, if you go into the search engines and you ask where vaccines are mandatory, you will find countries like Mexico, despite what Fox News tries to tell you, vaccines are mandatory for everyone. And I've been saying for years that in America, this needs to be a law. Everyone should be mandated to vaccinate by law, except for those with a proven allergy or immunocompromised, some sort of legitimate medical reason to not be vaccinated. Because guess what? No religion forbids vaccines. The closest you can come is Scientology, and Scientology is not a religion. Now, when I say this, of course, anti-vaxxers come in with, my body, my choice. Let me tell you why that does not apply here. Take smoking, for instance. Now, you know when you smoke, the smoke that you breathe out affects those around you. It's called secondhand smoke. And third-hand smoke, which is the smoke that is trapped in your clothing, your hair, your skin, also does harm to those who are exposed to it. So not being vaccinated is exactly like smoking around somebody with asthma, smoking around a newborn. You know, if you are chain smoking in a nursery, you are hurting all those babies. When you or your children are not vaccinated, you are not only harming yourself and your children, you are harming those who have legitimate reasons to not be vaccinated. Do you really want the blood of a 3-month-old infant on your hands when your child gives them rubella and that infant dies because you did not vaccinate your child? And it will be your fault. You will be the murderer of that child. Now, as far as abortion goes, that only affects the body of the pregnant person because, according to this very book that a lot of you like to shove in people's faces, life begins at first breath. It does not begin at conception. It does not say life begins at conception anywhere in here. It says life begins at first breath. And in fact, for centuries, the Catholic Church would not baptize stillborn babies because, according to this book, stillborn and miscarried babies do not have a soul because they never breathed. That's right. A fetus does not have a soul. You are not murdering a child when you have an abortion, according to this very book. And in fact, nowhere in this book does it forbid abortion. The closest it comes to talking about abortion is in Numbers, when it talks about the trial or the ordeal of the bitter waters, in which men who believe that their wives are cheating on them are told to make their wives drink a concoction that will cause them to have a miscarriage. And a miscarriage, medically termed, is an abortion. Yes. So that is the only time abortion is mentioned in this book, and it's actively encouraging abortion in this book. So again, abortion only affects the body of the pregnant person, whereas not vaccinating not only affects the body of the unvaccinated, it affects those who cannot be vaccinated. You are literally murdering other people. This is why I say, morally speaking, anti-vaxxers are no different from serial killers like John Wayne Gacy and Ted Bundy, because you are actively trying to murder people. My body, my choice, my child, my choice, does not in any way, shape, or form apply to vaccines. Sorry, I had to take a pause there so I could calm down a bit because this always makes me so angry. Anti-vaxxers are murderers. Period. They are murderers because they are actively trying to murder other people via diseases. Being vaccinated is not only the smart, safe thing to be, And it's the sexy thing to be because fully vaccinated people are sexy. But being vaccinated is a moral obligation. You are morally obligated to be vaccinated. You are morally obligated to vaccinate your children. And if you don't do this, if you are an anti-vaxxer, you are morally bankrupt. My body, my choice does not in any way, shape, or form apply to vaccines. End of discussion.